Apparently. But she's like, yeah, I never get to talk to Joe. We had like an hour-long conversation. I was like,
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like Joe.
No, we're chopping it up,
Mm-hmm.
It's always good.
I told her, I said, how bad did you guys bury me? I was like, she's like, oh, we destroyed you.
You came up surprisingly little. And it was one of those things where, we joke about whenever there's like off mic stuff that we talk about here on After Dark or in between recording the two shows,
Right.
We always joke around and say like, oh, that would have been the $100 Patreon level.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you were at the comic book shop this past week, you got the $100 Patreon show for free.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? There was one last thing, but I can't remember it now. My brain is fried.
Good. Great way to start off the podcast, right?
That's what I do. That's how I am.
But nothing happened this weekend. I'll ask you, of course, because you posted that you were drinking in celebration for not having to watch wrestling.
Yes, I
but
decided.
Nobody forces anyone to.
Right. You know
watch.
what? It was nice. I always did the bit, where I would watch WrestleMania one night, and then they had the brilliant idea of making it, if you like one night, 2 nights is even better.
That's right.
And then I would watch the Raw after, WrestleMania. And I was like, all right, it'll be a little bit. And I tweeted out, I'm like, I have Peacock. And I sat down in front of my TV, and I went to hit the Peacock button. I went, I'm not doing that. And it felt good, Joe. It felt good. No bits. No having to say blue mittens. No having to say this. I'm like, oh man. You know that thing where you say Adam tries to give you a bad movie for your other little show, but then it's like he has to watch it?
Yeah.
That's what it is for me in the bit of watching wrestling is I have to watch wrestling is the downside.
Right. It's a sacrifice to do the bit.
Mm-hmm. And since nobody filled up my PayPal this year, I didn't do it too. So.
Well, I don't think you said pay.
Right. That helps. That helps.
Yeah.
Not having to do it, but. Anyway,
I was going to say, I could probably go back through my PayPal history and see, but that sounds like a lot more work than I'm ready to do, I
got one year, I think I got $3. Wasn't worth it.
No,
it wasn't. And today at the shop, I got to listen to the exploits of our buddy DJ, explain all sorts of Japanese wrestlers to young Becky today. So,
oh my goodness, yeah,
fantastic.
Hopefully he didn't bury young Ed too much.
No, you know what? I don't think young Ed came because I didn't ask about young Ed, and I don't think they know who young Ed is. So, like, it didn't come up.
Well, no, because DJ and Brett, they went to the shows, like they went to the non-WrestleMania shows, WrestleMania weekend, and they went with young Ed, and they stayed at a hotel with young Ed.
Right, but everything that DJ was talking about, young Ed never came up.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to say, and they wouldn't ask him about him because they don't know who he is.
Gotcha.
And I'm smart enough not to ask.
More people should know about Ed.
I agree on that, but. But the funny thing was she knew a couple of things that he was showing her, so I don't know what you guys have been doing. That's all I'm going to say. She knew who the anti-spokesperson wrestler was. I don't know, in some costume, a la CM Monk or whatever it was. It was like I don't know, some thing from Japan that they had the costume, so they wrestled. She's like, I know what that is. I know.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, I hate all this. But I let them have it. DJ seems so happy, so I didn't shit on it once, Joe. You'd be proud of me.
So that's the thing. I'm excited to hear DJ and Brett on their show next week on We Need Wrestling because they did their show Thursday night, and they'd only gone to like 2 of the shows that they were going to that weekend. Mm-hmm. And I think they recorded their show Thursday night. It goes out Friday. And then I think that they went to like 4 more shows over the next couple of days, plus watch WrestleMania. So... Right. And they put up a ton of pictures of all the different folks that they got to meet. That's awesome. Like I said, I don't know. I don't like leaving the house that much anymore.
No, I know. Even though you were in Philadelphia, right?
Was I in Philadelphia?
I thought that's where you said the tournament was.
No. Oh, okay. So my wife is a very nice person, but she was confused. It was like more Allentown. It's like all these like little suburby things outside of Allentown.
Right.
Like one was Whitehall and the other one was, I can't remember what the hell it was, but it's like the Allentown exits off the turnpike, right?
Gotcha. See, I thought you did say, I said Philadelphia, so I thought maybe you might run into somebody down there, you know?
Yeah, I didn't. No, it was just the kid doing his bowling stuff. He did really good.
That's good.
Yeah, I was very proud of him. I was proud of the whole team, the whole crew. Met another Pokemon man at one of the things, you know?
Right.
Like it was one of those deals where, you know, I go out, like I went for a walk today and I'm wearing my my ECW Repro shirt. So, you know, I'm wearing a billboard. I like wrestling. Talk to me about wrestling, right?
Right.
So this guy was wearing, he was like a guy like maybe like my age, maybe a little bit younger. He had like kids a little bit older than my kid. And he's wearing like the Pokemon shirt. He's got the one arm. It's a full sleeve of like every Pokemon ever. He's messing around on his phone, doing the Pokemon Go. And I'm like, you're asking to be talked about by Pokemon in public, right? Mm-hmm. That's why you wear the black shirt, because you only want to talk to people about darkness.
Yes, imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live, I cannot die.
Oh, don't sing anymore, then we'll have to pay. Oh, we'll get popped on YouTube for it.
Is that a thing?
Well, yes, because now...
one last thing, I just want to say, I will be wearing the blue headband to talk about Megaforce when I get it, so, but go ahead.
Okay. We'll do the Megaforce update here. I don't know if you've been following along to see what's up.
I do. I check the money amount once an hour, every hour.
Well, because I'm a backer, they send their update. See, well, okay, so it just seemingly seems. We'll talk about this. We'll get back to everything else.
Right.
This is the fuck around show anyway. Right. So last week they sent the update out on Tuesday, and this week they sent the update out on Tuesday. And I'm like, well, it looks like Tuesday might be the day that they're sending the updates out. Mm-hmm. But they went up 5% from last week, where their number was. Like they went from 77% to 82% as we're recording this. I'd like to think that was directly because of us.
Right.
Did you go and link the show in your Facebook group?
I did not. I'll probably have to discuss that. Because I don't know, we make it free or no?
Yeah, it's After Dark, man. After Dark's free.
Oh, okay, that one. I thought you were talking about the straight up Megaforce episode. Remember we were talking about that for a hot second?
Yes. Did I make... maybe I misunderstood you. I wasn't sure if you were looking to make us talking about the documentary free,
right?
Or the episode we did about Megaforce on the Patreon.
That's the one I was talking about, maybe making free, just because for maybe while the thing is going on, if that makes any sense. But I knew the After Dark was free, like that, or that would be free on Friday, kind of a deal.
Okay.
So maybe I'll, we'll link them both, kind of a deal. So anyway,
let me do that right now while we're talking.
Yep. And I'm waiting. Obviously, if it gets close to the, I'm waiting more to get closer to the end to fund it. Because I'm waiting to see if they're like, oh, as we get closer, we're changing tiers and stuff like that and what they got to give. I know I'm doing the one level that I'm doing, so I'm going to wait more as it gets closer and see if they add anything. Because I was like, oh, if they give it a slightly higher tier with some more stuff, I'll be like, I'll take that one. But I don't think mine's going to be the one that makes or breaks it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's and that's the thing. All of these funding sites do things just a little bit different, and typically something like this, if it's big enough, it's going to hit its goal on the first day,
right?
Or if it doesn't hit the goal immediately, it will definitely hit it on the last day, because people like you that wait to the last minute. But because it's Indiegogo and not Kickstarter, it's not contingent on them hitting the goal. Mm-hmm. Once they hit the goal, you could still contribute to it and get the rewards if the way that they set it up is that way.
Gotcha.
And I just unlocked the Megaforce episode, and I sent you the link for it as well.
I just got the email, so
yeah,
I'll do that later. So, because you know me and my multitasking skills, so
right. So we're all over the place here with other stuff. We kind of got sidetracked.
Mm-hmm.
as this came up. But yeah, just make sure, you put the link, you share the link, you say, hey, we did this a while ago. This is us last week talking about it, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where's it going with?
I don't know what we were talking about before that. Stop tape and go back and listen.
I can't do that. You know how this works.
No, I know.
So when I know we have one coming up by us, but we went to down in the second day of the bowling tournament, we went to Dave and Buster's.
Right, we're getting one up here.
Right, we're getting one up here, finally, up here. But since the last time that I went to one, and it's been a long time since I've been to one, it was actually like pre-pandemic. And when I say pre-pandemic, it was like the weekend before the pandemic.
Right, I've never been to one.
So for me, the menu has gotten much, much better from the last time. Like, it's mostly bar food and stuff.
Right.
But at least they're like trying to do something different and have a little variety in the menu, which was, good. And it'll be interesting to see how big ours is. I know the Toy Boys, there's one in Philly, like downtown Philly, I guess, that allegedly is the biggest one in the world. And they had their live podcast show there this past weekend.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. The food was good. I got fish and chips and garlic parmesan roasted Brussels sprouts.
Ooh, look at you. Fancy.
It was delicious. A couple weeks ago, I saw somebody post very clearly roasted Brussels sprouts on social media. And I replied to them. I'm like, where did you see these? And they sent me the picture of the Dave and Buster's menu. And I'm like, oh, my God, that's amazing. So when I went there, that was like the first thing that I looked for on the menu.
Right. Good.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think ours, because it's new and it's in, it'll be interesting to see. We have a Hershey trip planned this weekend, getting our first use of the season passes. Again, well, you don't listen to any of the other shows. Ace's little friend, their family goes to Hershey Park all the time. Last season, they took him a bunch of times. We bumped into them Easter weekend while we were out, and they had said they had just bought like the upper echelon mega pack or whatever it is. And I went and I looked at how much it is for the season passes. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing the math. And I'm like, okay, well, if I buy one for the kid, when he goes with them, it'll be fine. And April's just like, fuck it, get one for all of us, right? Because Hershey Park is like $47 plus tax for admission to the park, plus $20 for parking.
Okay.
So if we go, they said, you go 3 times, it pays for itself. It does. And the one that we got, like, we get a kickback off the food, and we get half price in the parking. So it like incentivizes you to go.
Now, do you get three halves off of parking because you bought 3 tickets?
No.
It's like they give you half of what you would have paid back.
No,
that's some Steiner math there.
Yeah,
DJ said.
But Adam was already trying to scam my pass off me because he's a roller coaster guy, and Hershey's like a big roller coaster park.
Yeah, he was trying to get me to go after the pandemic while he was on his staycation.
Gotcha. And then a friend of the show, Mr. Marcus, was like, son of a bitch, I missed out, because he lives much closer, not to dox him or anything, but he lives much closer to the park, and he and his family go quite a bit because of location.
Right.
And I'm like, I go, the price is still low for the season pass, but it's not as low as it was like 4 days ago, sort of thing. And he's like, kicking the tires on it, Maybe if he hits his triple parlay, he'll pick it up,
Right. You never know. Win big. Got it.
Yeah. But speaking of all the other shows, so this came up on At Odds with Wrestling, and I know that you listen.
I listen all the time.
Right. So there was this moment that happened on wrestling like 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? And I'm going to play this for Todd so he can enjoy this as well, right?
Ed McAfee.
Oh.
Got yourself a little program, I understand. I apologize. I'm not a daily listener. I listen to the Experience in the drive-thru, but you had a guest on your show.
Okay.
Right.
So that was Todd's friend Phil. Shouting out his 2 favorite podcasts, we'll say.
Right.
And I sat there and I put it out into the ether, like to you, I think, because you brought this up to me.
Right.
And I said it would be a funny bit if somebody like AI voiced it and changed it to like one of my podcasts. So they did a second take, because sometimes they'll do that on Raw.
Right.
Somebody flubs a line and they'll just send them out there to go record a wild line, and then they'll put it in the live show.
Right, because it's cinema.
Yes, it's cinema.
That's what I've been told. So,
all right.
Got yourself a little program, I understand. I apologize. I'm not a daily listener. I listen to Longbox Heroes and Porch Talk.
Oh, Phil loves me. Phil remembers when I ripped out the last page of Superior Foes of Spider-Man.
Oh, my goodness.
You remember when I did that for you?
I do.
Well, I actually, like kayfabe, I'll say that I didn't do it because the last page of the book was in there. Like, that was what was on the other side.
Right.
His write-up at the end, which is still one of my favorite things to this day, is that Talking Dead Phil wrote the last part of Superior Foes of Spider-Man and just totally ruins your day.
I was somehow, the goodness of that book was somehow able to overcome the badness of him,
Right.
And I apologize. The levels on that might have been all screwed up, but
who cares?
It'll all come out in the wash,
So who did that?
I think Adam's buddy Dave, who does a lot of them.
Right. I need somebody to show me how to do that. So I got evil plans, but anyway.
Okay. It was one of those things where, like, we set it on After Dark, and I just kind of threw it out into the ether, just like, maybe I should say something. And then we recorded that Thursday for At Odds, and every now and then when Adam has a bit, he'll send me a thing. He's like, I'm going to send you this thing. Don't listen to it. Put it on the soundboard, and when I call for it, call for it. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things I'm like, I think he ended up having somebody do the thing with Phil, say the 2 podcasts, but I don't want to blow the bit. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want to be like, I knew you were going to do this, you son of a bitch. And as soon as I hit play on it, I was dying. I was, oh my God. And I must have played it like 3 times the episode. I put it as the stinger at the end of that episode,
Mm-hmm. I mean, thanks, Phil. I mean, I knew you were good to me, so.
Right.
As long as I don't ask him for a phone number, everything will be good.
Oh my goodness. Don't do that. Don't talk to him.
Do you have your wife's phone number?
Oh.
I was gonna say, I know you haven't seen her lately. Could I
her
call
current one or
the new younger version? God, I know all this.
Yeah.
Discord's a powerful place, Joe. But
so that's it, man. So this is the other thing. I wonder if I could pull it up on their site, because I'm still screen sharing with you. Oh, this is another thing that I hate that fucking
I have no idea.
Patreon does now. So Patreon does this gimmick, right? Where whenever we post up a new episode, like in the past, it would always do like a preview of any of the pay shows that we put up or any of the other shows that we put up.
Right. It was like a minute of the dialogue.
It's like the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is. It just does it. Or you could pick what 2 or 3 minutes that you want. So now, because it does this thing, it's like, oh, we've created this clip for you. And because I went and I changed the Megaforce episode to be in a free episode, the Patreon took it upon itself to clip the free episode so I could send it out to share with our listeners.
Okay.
I don't want to do that.
All right.
Okay, so
you got to go in and fix it?
No, I hate that it makes a big production about it.
Right.
That it sends me an email that it's doing it and all this other bullshit with it, right?
Right. And I will say one last thing, because I see you're scrolling through the Hershey's thing.
Yeah.
When you're there, I may have you get me one of those big Hershey cups that you could put your fillings in. See, and I just want you to fill it with diabetes.
Okay, so that's where I was going to. So that's what I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 30-minute thing that you have to pay for, right?
Right.
It says a Reese's Stuff Your Cup.
Well, I did that in high school.
Right. It says our tasteologists fold your choice of mix-ins into fresh Reese's peanut butter, then stuff everything into an oversized milk chocolate shell.
Right.
When are we going? Okay. Whew. Okay. It says it was this was closed like last week. It'll be open this week. Okay. We're going to cancel our plans. 30 minutes. I was looking to see if it had like the list of all the shit that you could put in there, you know?
It's got us somewhere.
No, it doesn't. Well, let me see. It has like ingredients, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like $20.
Right.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So of course you got the peanut butter. You got you got either a milk chocolate or a dark chocolate lid and cup. I'm going with dark chocolate.
I know you and your dark chocolate, Joe.
Okay. You can get chocolate syrup, caramel syrup. And then it says Hershey ETS. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be.
Right.
Chopped up brownie.
No.
Chopped up Oreo cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate chips. Sprinkles.
Ooh.
Mini marshmallows.
Ugh.
And then whatever the hell a Pekeski marshmallow is. Paskez.
I'm sure they're trying to say those pesky marshmallows.
I'm looking it up now. It looks like it's a name brand of marshmallow.
Right.
Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind and not get one. There's nothing in there that I really...
Okay. Pretzels.
Yes.
White cream chips.
Ooh.
Potato chips.
Ah, okay.
Chopped peanuts.
Right.
And I saved what I'm putting in there for last.
What is it? Bacon?
Bacon bits.
Right.
Okay. Now, of course, it's Reese's, it's Hershey, it's the whole thing. You could put Reese's Puff cereal in there.
Oh, I love Reese's Puff cereal.
You could put Reese's Pieces in there.
Maybe one of the best candies ever made.
Or you could put Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in your peanut butter cup.
If you could just fill that chocolate bowl with Reese's Pieces,
okay.
I would eat that whole thing. That would be fantastic.
Now, Todd, again, this is one of your favorite jokes. I look at this list of things on the menu, and what do I say?
What?
Okay.
Yes. Do you look at the Reese's menu and say, okay?
But the fact that you could get full-size Reese's peanut butter cups inside the giant Reese's peanut butter cup, that might be excessive, Todd.
That's the inception of peanut butter cups.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna die while my family are riding roller coasters.
Yep. 30 minutes to make one though. That seems too long.
So it's like a gimmick. It's like they take you like it's a whole production that they do. We missed it. We didn't get a chance to do it last time, right?
Right.
And I will say this: if you are so inclined, off Times Square, there's a Hershey store that has this gimmick in it without the 30-minute production.
Right. It's just like you
just go there, you pay your $20, you pick out the shit you want in there, and they move you on your way.
Right. I'll have to do that when I go. Maybe I'll do that when I go see the Stones next month.
Oh, there you go.
I'll just put it under my arm.
Times Square. You know what? Pick one up for Mick and Keith.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Can you fill one with heroin?
Oh, my God. They're like, you're the third person here today. We know Mr. Richards is in town.
That's right. And then, like, if we did and brought 3 of them, Keith would be like, only 3? It's a slow Tuesday from where I'm from.
Oh, my goodness.
No, you Jay Moore of After Dark right here.
I was going to say, I always forget that you do impressions.
I do good impressions. I've left an impression on many people.
All right. Well, you've left an impression on me. Let's wrap this up. Hey, everyone. This was Longbox Heroes After Dark 490. Yes? Did I hit record this week? Yes, I did.
Yes.
Go sign up for the Patreon. I'll put the link as a reminder that obviously when in the regular shows and stuff, I'll put up that the Mega Force episode is up there for free if people want to check it out. Right. So Todd can go and share it with the rest of his Mega Force cronies, you know.
You're listening to the soon-to-be
that's it.
Network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.